So what I wanted to talk about today is when you see people online who are fully booked up for the month or for the rest of the year, and which is great. That's awesome. And, keep posting about that. But today's episode is more about like the person who is seeing that and feeling really, really down and bad about themselves. Hey guys, I'm Tiffany and welcome to the Tanowski Talks podcast, where we're going to be talking about motivation, inspirational stories, mindset shifts for success, branding, marketing, and general business topics to help you on your journey as a current or aspiring entrepreneur or business professional. So maybe you see people posting that and you're feeling really down about yourself. So the very first thing to keep in mind is you and this other business you are comparing yourself to, feeling really down about, may have totally different goals. So the person that you're comparing yourself to, maybe their goal is to get 4 clients a month. And that is their goal. That is what they can handle, max capacity, then they're booked up. Maybe your goal is to get 20 clients a month. You need to get 20 clients a month to sustain the income or to just hit your goals in general. So if this person, their goal is only to book 4 clients, and I don't want to say only, sometimes it's difficult to even book just 1 client a month, but let's say that their goal is 4, and they've hit that 4, they post about it, they're excited, and they should be. But you're looking at that, maybe you've booked 5, 10 clients that month, but you're looking for 20 clients. So, of course, your version of booked up is totally different than theirs. And I know that is so hard to keep in mind sometimes. I can get in the downward spiral sometimes of comparison, or if it's just like a really slow month and then, comparing myself to someone else who is thriving. That's another thing too that does kind of go hand in hand with this. Even if someone else isn't posting that they're booked out for the month or anything like that, maybe they're just posting new posts consistently. They're posting on their story. They're posting on their Instagram stories or Facebook stories about, being busy. They're behind the scenes and all this stuff. And then you're sitting there with nothing going on and feeling really down about yourself, but you never know. That person could be finding things to do. They could be doing things for free. You just don't know. They may be struggling just as much as you are. They're just way better at hiding it. They're way better at looking more successful. And with those things, you just never know. So I know it's really hard, and it's so easy to fall in the comparison trap, but you just have to keep in mind that that person could be going through the same things you are. They're just better at hiding it. And maybe they're not going through the same things you are, and maybe they really are thriving, and that's awesome. But I still know how that feels, of just like that shame and sadness that you go through when you are going through a slow season, or you're trying and like no one is coming your way. And that's really why I wanted to talk about this topic, because again, going back to the different versions of being booked out, you just can't let that get you down, because you just don't know what someone else's version of booked out means. And it could be totally different than your version of being booked out. So you just can't compare your business in that way. And you never know if they are lying. I'm serious. There are people who will post, "We are almost fully booked out, so book your ticket or book your spot," or "There's only 1 spot left." And maybe there is only 1 spot left to their coaching or their whatever it is that they're launching or they're trying to promote. But you literally just never know. So just try. I know it's hard, but just try to focus on your own business, yourself. And you can even, if someone that you see is triggering you, and every time you see their post, it's triggering a bad mood, it's triggering tears, it is triggering that imposter syndrome, you can unfollow them for a little bit. I think there's a way to mute people to where you can't see their post, but it doesn't show that you actually like unfriended them or unfollowed them. And I'm not exactly sure how you go in and do that, but sometimes it's necessary to do that. You have to just, kind of unplug from maybe a certain person or a certain few people. And that is okay. There's no like shame in doing that. Sometimes for your own mental health, that's what you just have to do, especially in those slow seasons where you are getting triggered really easy. So yeah, my main takeaways in this episode for you are when you see people who are saying they're booked out, or even if they're not saying that, they're still clearly thriving in their business, just think through that, you never know. You never know what they're actually going through. You don't know what they're doing for free. You don't know what their version of booked out is. And, just really try to put the focus back on yourself, because you just don't know. Maybe that person looks at you and is comparing themselves to you. Like, you just never know. You never know. So that is my main takeaways for this episode. And thank you so much for listening. If you're still here, thank you so much for listening. I'm Tiffany, and I am a personal branding photographer and videographer for women entrepreneurs. And I'm based in Missouri, but I do shoots nationwide. So thank you so much for listening to my podcast.